Alright, time now is 9:22 a.m. in the morning on April 24th. Yeah, um, it's a Monday, it's a new week again. We are approaching the last week of April. I slept from 2:25, more like 2:30 to I didn't have a good sleep. I did immediately fall asleep, but then I randomly woke up at around 4 a.m. and then I thought I have to wake up, but then turns out I don't. And then I woke up before the alarm even rang, um at around 8:30, and then I decided to go back to bed again at around 9. And then I woke up at 9:10. So yeah, it's kind of a tumultuous sleep. Um, but anyways, I'm here. So today's a Monday, so there's photo one class, and that's all I know. That's all I'm going to be doing today. Nothing else. So, um, yeah, I forgot to mention a couple more things from last night, from yesterday. Um, shit, I really forgot. Um, there's one moment where Benny and Bree and Thomas and Liam and I were standing beside Benny's car on the mountains, right? And then we talked about music a little bit, and then I don't know, like oh yeah, we talked about how Thomas doesn't watch movies, which is so weird because he studies film. And then Bree said Aurora, the singer, the Norwegian singer, doesn't listen to any other kind of music. And I just joked around saying that she's wannabe Björk. And then Benny's like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Björk." And Benny's like, "Oh, bro, Björk is so bad. Like he makes ear rape music." And I'm like, "What? No, it's experimental avant-garde." And then Brie is like, "Oh yeah, well different people have different tastes. I don't listen to metal." And I looked at Brie and I go, "What?" To be fair, it's very understandable if someone doesn't like metal, but I just gave that reaction like automatically. Like, what? You don't listen to metal? Pwah. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I've been thinking. I'm probably not gonna do any reviews today because I have nothing to review. Um, yeah, and then I didn't finish the movie yesterday at all. I was so sleepy. I almost fell asleep again watching the movie, Kylie Blues. And then I didn't edit Japan vlog at all. I didn't edit my short film at all. Once again, I ran out of time. For God's sakes. All at the same time, I'm going to make tons of phone calls today to LMU counselor, to the CSUN counselor, to the Film LA people for Ends and Means, the short film, and then also I'm gonna keep looking for Hong Kong actors and actresses in Santa Monica. I asked the supporting actor guy. I'm asking the um um that woman. I feel like I need to constantly ask more. So I'm thinking, given that I'm going to photo one and I may run into Aiden, I'm gonna ask him if he knows someone. If not, I'm going to ask the HKSA people actually. These HKSA 2.0 people. Maybe they would have an idea. Maybe, just maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna also ask Leslie if she wants to hang out and let's talk about her script a little bit, hopefully. And I need to finish the version like today. That's for sure. All right, time now is 2:13. a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna immediately go to bed. Yeah. Today's definitely a day of all times. um, yeah, not that interesting. Definitely not as interesting as last week. But I got some developments. Got a little updates. First of all, I went to photo one. And lo and behold, after taking the first bus, I ran into Pepper again. And this time it's a little awkward. Not really. I don't really care. I was listening to music. She was listening to music. We both took off our earbuds, and I said, "Oh, we're late again." And she's like, "Yeah." And then we went onto the bus. I was in front of her, and she could have followed me to sit a seat near me. There isn't a seat on the bus where it's double vacant. But she didn't sit near me. She decided to sit alone. So I'm like, fine, fuck it. So I just listened to music. And then again, we got off the bus, and we're actually late by like 8 minutes. Honestly, don't even care. And I talked to her about HKOS Festival. She's interested in joining, but then she asked, where is it going to be? And I said, Whittier. And she's like, bro, that's too far. And to be fair, for me, that's sort of the case too. Like on Friday, I want to visit Film 32. And then on Saturday, I want to watch Hidan, Kurosawa's Hidan. Oh shit, I gotta buy the tickets. Gonna do that tomorrow. Fuck. Oh my god, right, I just realized that. Um, you know what? I'll buy them now. I'm so scared. Um, so that's that. And then on Sunday, I'll probably have to do another location scout. So, don't really know. Um, Please don't tell me it's sold out. It's not sold out, is it? Um, all right. I'm gonna like literally buy it literally right now. Not even kidding. As I'm speaking. Yeah, essentially there's that. So Pepper's like, nah, it's too far away. So we walk to the classroom, and Pepper's like, you know what, we're late already. Why not? You know, let's just ditch this class. She didn't say let's just, she said, I want to ditch this class. And then I said, well, okay. But I mean, I'm here already. I came all the way from my apartment to here. Might as well. Doesn't really matter if I'm late. So we walk to the classroom, and turns out some students are already outside of the classroom taking photos of flowers. Bro, I don't want to take flowers anymore. Okay, I don't want to take flower photos anymore. But I'm not gonna just go back home and sleep. So I just went in, and then Pepper saw it, and Pepper was like, "What? You guys are taking photos of flowers? We already did that, like in our last class." So Pepper just like did a 180-degree turn, walked away, and I'm like, okay. And then that's it. That's it for today. And then I went into the classroom. Aiden, the hidden Honker, did not show up at all. The Chinese guy's there, and we spoke quite a bit. The professor's still sort of confused, like whether like Mandarin versus Cantonese. But yeah, we got by. Turns out there's like a fisheye function in the camera where you can. There's a creative filter thing on the camera where you can add creative filters, and one of the filters is fisheye effect. And I secretly took some photos of the professor and then made his face super blown out for some reason, and it's absolutely hilarious. So, so essentially, there's that. Oh boy, I have to put in my. Oh, never mind. My credit card is already in. Um, but yeah. There we go. I got the ticket. Please, I want Leslie to watch it with me. God, please. Yeah, took the class, went back home, yada yada. Everything's alright. Got a stomachache, went to the bathroom, had lunch, made grilled cheese, and that's pretty cool. And then made a bunch of phone calls. I called um, the woman at downtown LA. A guy picked up and said she's not in office, even though we're in office hours. And then I called Farmers Market. Literally, the phone call is just a cycling message saying, just email me, please. So I emailed the both of them, and then I emailed the downtown Santa Monica woman, and she said Montana Avenue isn't actually downtown. So I have to call Film LA again. Spoke to the same woman. I asked for her, and she got friendly with me. She asked, "Oh, so what's this film project about? Is it like a class assignment or something?" And I explained to her. So it's good to this is like a business relationship, but it's good to be a little friendly. It's good to do that. See, I'm learning. This is the real pre-production. I'm learning. So there's that. And then I also made a phone call to LMU, transfer, and then they realized I'm international. Oh my god! So they transferred the call to international students, asked them about it, and the international admissions phone call woman was like, I don't even know, man. Just call the film program. Called the film program, and once again, it's a cycling message of just email us. Yeah, and then called CSUN. I think I tried to call CSUN Film. But then again, I couldn't call for some reason. So at the end, I wrote CSUN an email. I haven't written LMU email, but apparently reapplying to film option is a real thing in CSUN. So that might be a good thing. Maybe I should just get into CSUN. But then again, LMU is a better school, slightly better, ever so slightly. I don't know. But yeah, and then afterwards, I finally finished watching Kylie Blues. I almost fell asleep again. I don't know, something's wrong with my sleep quality. And then I made myself dinner. I had a phone call with Retablo. It's been a while since I called him. And I told him about my crush on Leslie, because might as well tell him. He's not even in this story, so might as well tell him. There's no harm in that. And he warned me. Because he may or may not have some experience in mentally unstable girls and socializing with mentally unstable girls. And she warned me. He's like, you gotta be careful, which is true, but it's also very different. Like a crazy Chinese girl and a crazy American girl is different. And also, I'm different. I'm also pretty fucking crazy, but in a totally different way, right? So that's that. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the phone call, I received an email from USC. Holy fuck! I freaked out for a moment. It's not application updates. Somebody from USC emailed me to ask me if I'm available to do an interview. What in the actual fuck is happening? So, some guy in SCA, School of Cinematic Arts, emailed me saying that he's reviewing my admission portfolio and he's got some questions, and he gave me some times, and it's literally either tomorrow morning or Wednesday morning. Now, I'm not mentally prepared for tomorrow morning, so I decided to do Wednesday morning, which means I'm skipping the next Photo 1 class. They don't even take attendance. I don't fucking care. So that's that. I'm skipping Wednesday class. But yeah, it's really scary. And for a moment, I thought it's USC in general, and that's scary because I lied about my favorite book. My favorite book being Kafka on the Shore. I haven't even finished reading chapter 1. So I would be screwed. But yeah, they're gonna interview me, and so this is a great thing actually, because even if they reject me, at least I can say, well, they interviewed me, at least. So that's that. So that's exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dress up nice. I'm gonna have to prepare nice, wake up early, be mentally prepared. Holy fuck, it's actually happening, and hopefully I give the best answers to impress them and all that stuff. But yeah, I showed Michelle a lot of my portfolio, my personal statement, and then my creative writing, and she said, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, the last thing I would ever want to be is boring. Even if it's cringy, at least it's not boring. That's the most important. And I think that's pretty much it for today. I also spent a little time making memes today. Memes of Professor Cuccio as well as other people. I sent a stupid Carly meme to Liam and then I unsended it because I don't trust Liam. What if Liam shows someone else? Then I'm fucked, So I immediately unsended it. But I did reveal that I have a YouTube channel to Michelle, but I managed to change the topic so that she wouldn't ask more questions. And finally, with Leslie, this morning I asked Leslie on WhatsApp if she wants to see me in person or over Zoom to talk about the script. And she said neither. She says she wants to have a production meeting with Professor Cuccio first before confirming anything. So that's pretty fucking weird because last Friday I saw her. She told me that she wants to talk to me about the script. And now she's saying that she wants to have a production meeting with Professor Cuccio first, which is probably true. Probably that's what she thinks now. But it's just, I don't know, but I'm feeling something. Like, I still really like her, and it's been a whole month since I've confirmed this. But I feel like this is a dance. Like, I've taken a few steps forward. Now I have to take a few steps backwards as well. Like, maybe Leslie's beginning to be a little fed up with me. Like, I'm showing a little of myself too much. So I need to dial it back down again. Tone it down a little bit. And then maybe Leslie will trust me more again. And then I could go forward again. That's my plan. But I don't know, Leslie, she just strikes as the kind of girl who's always busy. Kind of reminds me of Natalie. Oh my god. Which is so cool. Yeah, essentially there's that. So I don't know. I still get a feeling that she will reject me if I reveal my feelings to her. But I don't know. We'll see. Tides change. All right. Time now is 10:44 a.m. in the morning on April 25th. It's reunion day. Holy shit. It's reunion day. Whoa. It's been 7 years since reunion day. Yeah, it's a 7-year anniversary. Actually, technically a 6th year anniversary. Is it 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, 22, 23? Oh, it's 7 years, right? So it's been 7 years since I reunited with Team Cyan. A glorious day indeed. I slept from 3:10 a.m. to 10:10 a.m. So that's 7 hours. My phone, I cleared some storage space last night. Doesn't matter. My phone is still out of storage space completely. I love it. Yeah, essentially there's that. I had a dream where I went to the USC interview and it was like in person and we had a meal together and I was so nervous. I didn't want to say the wrong things. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But essentially today it's gonna be simple. It's Tuesday. I'm gonna go to Photo 2 class. Hopefully the class ends early so that I can go home and just do normal stuff. Because last night I ran out of time again. I couldn't watch a single episode of Vinland Saga. I did thankfully finish editing my Japan vlog, which is watched by literally no one. In the last 8 hours, it's got 5 views, which is amazing. My YouTube channel is really like dwindling down, I feel like. Yeah, I didn't film the last scene of my short film at all. Maybe I'll film it today. I haven't completed The Virgin. Maybe I'll complete it today. I don't know. Um, I don't know, but yeah, just going, trying hard for my USC applications and UCLA and whatever. Um, yeah, if USC does accept me, I'm definitely going to USC. It's expensive, but it's a great freaking school. It's a great program. And apparently it has the most limitations as well, which is hilarious. But it's amazing for connections. It's absolutely amazing when it comes to connections. And it's a very holistic film experience. Um, so yeah, that's that. Um, and yeah, so I don't know. Last night I spent a good time just thinking to myself, like, what am I going to say in the interview? How am I going to be convincing? And I sound really good in my head. But the thing is, sounding good in your head is one thing, and then sounding good when you're talking to another person is another thing. So it's still going to be a challenge for me. We'll see. Hopefully, I have enough energy tomorrow morning to handle it. I replied with an email to that SCA person saying 10:45 a.m. on Wednesday, and he said, "Oh, unfortunately, that time is already taken." And at that point, it was like 2 a.m. and the guy's still awake. And I said, "Oh, how about 10 a.m.?" And he's like, "Sure." So tomorrow, 10 a.m., the interview. And theoretically, I can immediately go to my Photo One class after the interview, but I'll probably don't go. I'll probably won't go just because I don't want to go. Um, Also because it's reunion day, I'm thinking maybe I should like celebrate a little bit tonight by ordering food from DoorDash or Grubhub or something like that. Um, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna do a spending. So I'm gonna calculate how much money I spent, and if I've underspent a little bit in comparison with other months, I'm totally down to spend some more. With DoorDash or whatever or Grubhub, just to buy some awesome food. To celebrate today, and that's pretty much it. I don't know with Leslie. I just feel like Leslie doesn't text me. Sure, she doesn't even text me every day usually, but ever since we changed to WhatsApp, I feel like I became a business partner instead of a friend, and there's sort of a disconnect between us almost. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just need to figure out a way where I can go be as close to Leslie as I am to Michelle. And that takes so many steps, you know? I haven't got to a point where I and Leslie show each other what food we're having. I haven't gotten to a point where we talk about our pasts. I want her to give me a phone call, you know? That would be nice. Haven't gotten to a point where when we talk about our deepest most personal stuff. Um yeah, I don't know. I hope she's at least free to watch Run this Saturday. I just really hope that's the case. And I may watch Beau is Afraid by myself, but that's another thing. Maybe tomorrow afternoon, I'll just go to AMC theaters and watch Beau is Afraid all by myself. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna speak to Cliff about it. I don't know, but yeah, the USC interview. That's definitely a thing that's happening. And also last night, I'm actually supposed to meet up with Birkin and Benny and whatever at around 5 p.m. Yesterday morning, Birkin texted me saying that he wants to meet up. He asked me if I'm down to meet. I don't want to go out. And at around 4:30 p.m., Birkin was like, "You know what? We can't meet. I have something to do and Benny's busy." So I'm like, "Okay." And even so, I still don't have the time to finish everything that I want to finish. So yeah, that's that. All right, so it's reunion day. It's a huge day. It's an important day. It's April 25th. You know I'm celebrating. So I ordered food on DoorDash. I can't fucking open it. All right, first off, we got some napkins. I like napkins. Thank you. Then we got this. We got this. Oh, we have more. We got this. And then we got this. This should be nachos. Yes, it is indeed. This should be salsa. Yes, it is indeed. Oh my god, there are like 5 dips in this thing. That's insane. Why are there 5 dips? Why is it black at the side? Okay, well, I gotta try them all. Holy crap. And then right here, it is the one and only Korean barbecue taco. And then this is the one and only no, this is Korean barbecue taco. This is shrimp taco. Yeah, okay. Bruh. There we go. This is my dinner. Well, well, well. Without further ado, we gotta try all of these dips first. So, let's try this one. Nice. Refreshing. Try this one. Ooh, it's sweet and spicy. Ooh. Let's try this one. Bruh. This is probably cheese. This is probably really spicy. Not bad. This is the spiciest. Okay, let's try the Korean BBQ taco. It's got Korean beef, some kimchi and sesame on top. I'm genuinely curious. I've never tried something like this before. Ooh, it's so oily. Okay. Cheers. Very, very interesting. Very sweet. Kind of spicy too. The meat is a little chewy, but it's very interesting. Okay, gotta try this. Shrimp taco. I don't think I've ever had a shrimp taco in my whole life. By the way, nice sauce, nice onions on top. Onion chives. Okay, let's try it. Crispy, flavorful, wonderful. I'm liking it. All right, time now is 12:34 a.m. after midnight. Let's talk about today. I just had a 3-hour long phone call with Michelle, so I'm sorry if my voice is a little raspy. But yeah, today I went to photo 2. I was early by like 10 minutes because for some reason I thought that this class starts at 2:15, so I left really early at around 1:45. Turns out the class starts at 2:45. So I was early, but that's fine. I didn't do much in the morning anyways. I didn't plan to do much anyways for some reason. And then today in photo 2 we just printed photos again and again. I think I must have printed at least 15 photos. I spent at least 15 photography papers and fiber papers. So that's pretty insane. I kept printing the same again and again, and I printed other photos as well. But yeah, essentially there's that. Saw Alba, and she changed her hair a little bit. She moved her hair extension instead of one blue and one white. Now it's like blue, like light blue, and then a dash of pink. Like she's gonna change every single day, and I think that's quite nice actually. But yeah, essentially there's that. There was a pretty silly moment where Diego, the guy Latino with big mustache, talked to me about Film 33. Like he's in Film 32, I'm in 33, and he asked me what scene am I doing in Film 33, and I'm like, we're not doing a scene, we're doing a short film. And he's like, oh, Ends and Means, and I'm like, yeah, the short film is called Ends and Means. Literally in front of us is Professor Antonio himself, and he looked at us and he goes, "You two are, you're just talking too much." And then they two start talking about their film 32 and like the problem in it, and he complained that it's very disorganized and some people don't have the right attitude going into it. And the professor was like, "Oh yeah, you know." So that's really interesting. Um, but yeah, essentially, there's that. Um, and then we talked about I and Pepper. We talked about LMU a little bit. I told Pepper that I got accepted into LMU, and Pepper was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" And then she started panicking. Like, didn't panic, but like she got nervous, and she like checked her phone, and she asked me, "What email did they send you? Can you show me the email?" And then Thomas asked me about UCSB because apparently today it's the UCSB decisions, right? I just remembered that actually. Um. So yeah. I haven't checked it, and then I told Pepper checked it, and Pepper didn't get it, and so I told Thomas that, and Pepper's like, "Why did you tell him that?" But yeah, Thomas couldn't get into UCSBs, but Pepper got into UCSB. Thomas couldn't because apparently he's taken too many credits already, like he studied too much already. Um, so there's that. But yeah, Pepper got really close to me. We walked back home together. Um, after taking the bus, and she acted like the way she spoke to me. It's almost like before. Again, almost like it was really live. It was a very lively conversation. We talk a little bit. But again, at this point, I don't care. If she gets close to me, I don't really fucking care anymore. Like my heart is set on Leslie. Okay. But yeah, essentially there's that. Um, I forgot to mention that Oliver DM'd me. I forgot if I mentioned this or not. But like last Sunday, I took a bunch of photos of my diaries. Because I just realized how beautiful my diaries are, the way I wrote it. And like Oliver's mentioned, and Oliver saw it, and Oliver replied to my Instagram story saying, "Ah, that's like me." And I'm genuinely surprised. I gave a laughing emoji, and I was like, "What? You still remember your fake name?" And he's like, "Yeah, because it's so interesting." And I'm like, "Okay." It's been 3 fucking years since school has ended, and you still remember it. But that's cool. It's funny. Oliver DMing me is like but like if some random guy DMs me, like Andrew from my Film 33, tall Latino guy, he DM'd me because I made a bunch of Instagram stories of the music I'm listening to, including a JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown, Scaring the Hose, and he's like, "Whoa, I don't listen to JPEG Mafia often, but this is such a good album," and I'm like, "Yeah." But yeah, I digress. I and Pepper would walk back home together. And that's pretty much it for today. Ordered food on DoorDash. I finally filled up my spending school spreadsheet, and I realized that I spent roughly about $2,000 so far this month, which is quite nice. It's not that much, So I allow myself to spend a little more. That's totally fine. Yeah, Leslie's liking all of my Instagram stories again. Like not all, but like most. She just constantly likes them, and I don't know if it's because she's just friendly to me, or if she just really wants to get close to me. But it's really nice. I spoke with Leslie on WhatsApp earlier because I was afraid that you know our relationship, our connection is like falling apart or something. Um, but yeah, that's not the case actually, not at all. Um, yeah, that's actually not the case at all. I spoke with Leslie. I just told Leslie, fuck, I'm so nervous. USC is gonna interview me tomorrow, and she's like, "That's great, congratulations!" Exclamation mark, and send me a seal emoji. That's like her thing now, the seal. I want to call her nickname based off of that. Um, but yeah, I like that. It's like her thing, her quirk. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Like, of course, my life is dramatic because of this. And then she told me about how like someone told her that being on the director's chair is like being on an electric chair, and I'm like, haha, yeah. And I sent her a meme of Professor Cuchillo, and then I told her, if you send it to anyone, if you show it to anyone else, I'll get assassinated. So please don't. So yeah, it's good to know that we're still on good terms. And apparently, after the discussion with Professor Cuchillo, it's confirmed that it's going to be it's going to be a lesbian scene. Leslie scene. Originally, she wants a boy and a girl, but because she can't find an actor, but I'm trying my best for her. I really am. But yeah, the supporting actor in John L. short film, he's in quiet mode in his Instagram. So, however I DM him, he's not gonna read it. Fuck. Um. Yeah. Um. But we can work with lesbians as long as it's in Cantonese. But it's not perfect. It's not the vision that Leslie had. And then I had a very interesting phone call, 3 hour phone call with Michelle. I wish it was shorter because I had so much to do actually. I planned to watch 3 episodes of Vinland Saga, didn't do that. Planned to sweep the floor, didn't do that. Planned to frigging edit my short film, didn't do that. Did none of that. But yeah, Michelle actually showed me this crazy. So Michelle told me that she's actually diagnosed with autism, but she doesn't act like it. She acts so much more normal than me. And then she showed me a photo of her wall where it's like plastered with photos of like characters, like movie characters, and like maps and like storyboards and whatever. And apparently she has this insanely large TV show idea that's like 14 seasons long, and it's like epic Game of Thrones esque story that's set in ancient Egypt, and it involves all these characters in the Babylonian Empire, the Emlites, the Hittite Empire, whatever. And I actually got a little surprised. I was actually, she got more respect from me after that because she has this ambitious idea. And I don't know that many people who has ideas like dream projects this ambitious. Like she reminds me of myself. And that's cool because I also have this insane obsession with conspiracies in my story, and I just create so many characters and world building and whatever. So that's great and all. But yeah, that's that. And now it's like 1 a.m. So great. I just wish I could talk to Leslie the same way. Like I could. I wish Leslie also has all these crazy ideas, but I feel like Leslie's not that type of person. I feel like Leslie's not like ultra creative like me. I feel like she's more on the technical side. But either way, I wish I could tell Leslie all this shit. Yeah. Also forgot to mention that Carly randomly texted me, saying that Skylar's backyard tour will be 12 p.m. and I'm like, what? Where did this even come from? What do you mean 12 p.m. like tomorrow? And he's like, yeah. And I told her I'm not sure if I can make it because I've got like an interview with USC at 10 a.m. And it's just like, yo, that's great news. You're such a catch. I'm sure like they definitely would like admit you and let you in. I'm sure they need you which is so good of a compliment. It almost seems sarcastic. So I'm like, okay, thank you. Um, uh, and then I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, so, I may get rejected still, but, at least if I get rejected, I could brag and say they interviewed me. So yeah, there's that. So I'm not sure if I can make it to Skylar's tour tomorrow. I want to go to CMD to observe Wednesday 32 and see Leslie in person as well. So I really don't know how will the whole thing go. I really don't. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I forgot to mention, at the time that was 219, I forgot to mention that today while waiting for the first bus, I ran into Connor, the Macanese guy, and then um I ran into Crystal, the Chinese mom character. I'm always gonna call her the Chinese mom. When I was walking back home with Pepper. So that's that. Yeah. Um, I hope Crystal doesn't get the wrong idea. We're just walking home from class. I hang out with girls and I talk to girls so often. It's so funny. I also can't finish the movie. I'm so sleepy. Alright, time now is 9:12 a.m. Um 9:12 a.m. on April 26th. Oh my god. I forgot to mention that a couple mornings ago I slept from 3:20 to 8:50, and I woke up right before the alarm rang. I woke up 1 minute before the alarm rang. Um I forgot to mention that a couple of mornings ago I weighed myself and I was at 130.2 pounds, which is pretty fucking awesome. Actually, not morning, I think it was night. But still, I gained weight actually. I really consistently ate more than 2,200 calories every single day. And I am really gaining weight actually, and that's fucking great news. But anyways, today is a Wednesday, and I have photo one class, but I will not be joining. Because at 10 a.m. I have an interview with USC, which is absolutely fucking horrifying. So I don't know. I don't know if I should like take a shower to fix my hair or not. I guess maybe I should. I feel like I should, but my concern is that if I take a shower now, the air vent is gonna turn on and it's gonna sound terrible. um. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna comb my hair. And then yeah, I'm gonna have to dress up nice, at least for my top half. And hopefully the internet connection is good, and just roll with it. And I'm gonna go over like my essays and what I wrote in my portfolio so that I know what I wrote, so that I won't be like a confused idiot. Oh my god. I'm nervous. You're nervous. Everyone's nervous about this. Um, this is actually really scary. But hey, again, at least if they reject me, I can brag and say that at least they wanted to interview me. At least that's something that happened. Um, but yeah, this is really scary. Um, fuck. Aside from that, right after the interview, I'm going to have a quick lunch and then I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to Wednesday Film 32 class and spy on them, see Leslie in person. So that's really nice because I really want to see her in person. And then after that, maybe I'll directly go to AMC Century City to watch Beau is Afraid. Um, yeah. It's gonna cost a little bit, but yeah, I'll watch Beau is Afraid. I spoke with Cliff yesterday, and Cliff said he's down to watch that film, but then he's also not free. And then I also really want to watch it on Saturday, so I don't want to force Cliff to watch 3 films with me within the span of 8 days. That's just insane. And then I also asked a few other people for help. So that dude in HKSA 2.0, I met him like once, and I'm desperate, right? So I DM'd him last night about finding actors, and this morning he responded saying that he doesn't know that many people, but he can ask around. And I'm like, okay, that's great, thank you. And I realized last night that I could just ask HKOS. I don't know how well they know young Hong Kongers, but maybe more than me. Definitely more than me. I know a handful too, I met a handful, but it's just not enough. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah, that's it for today. Today's gonna be a bit of an adventure, I must say. Oh, I'm so nervous. And I don't know what about Skylar's backyard tour. The way Carly texted me yesterday, it's almost like everyone else already knows about this tour. And then I just realized Carly probably told me because I'm the location manager, and now I'm the only person who knows. Yeah. Holy shit. USC meeting. They're interviewing me right now. I'm so scared. I'm so freaking scared. Wish me the best of luck. Oh my god. Oh, alright. So the interview is done. Damn, I tried so hard. I even had a little stomach ache, like just a tiny bit. I think it's just me being nervous, but like 3 minutes before the interview, I had a little stomach ache. But yeah, it went on from 10 a.m. to 10:40. And it's like maybe 10, 11 questions, and it's just a black guy, and he seems really, really chill. And I thought they're gonna ask me like more about personal statement and like the short film I submitted and whatever, but turns out it's like an extension of the Common App because I was asked questions. The first question is, so first of all, hi, professor, how are you? And I asked, how about you? And he's like, good, I'm doing good. That's so good. I asked, how about you? That's responsive, interaction. But yeah, he went on and asked a bunch of questions that are basically like essay questions. Like, the first question is, tell me a time you saw injustice and how did you act? And then another question is like, what is your biggest regret in life? And I think I nailed every one of them. Because I have so much experience articulating in English, and I know how to immediately think of an answer. I think I nailed it. I think I did really well. And there are so many times where the guy who was interviewing me really like had a good time and said, "Oh, that's a good answer." Of course, he's just being polite, but I also feel like I really got the guy's attention because I gave really good answers. I really tried my freaking best. But yeah, injustice, I said the Hong Kong protest. That's literally the first thing that came up. And he's like, yeah, like the media only shows the violent protesters, but there are so many peaceful protesters as well. He asked me what's my biggest regret in life, and that I have to think about in a little bit, but I said, I guess I wish I had, spoken more and socialized more back in secondary school, because that actually is my biggest regret in life. And he asked me how I handled it, and I said, I promised myself to change, and also like I write about it. I turn it into inspiration. He asked me a question, and that's come from him. That's not from the list, and that is, how is my community college? And I was actually honest with it. I don't think it's bad. I think I wish there are more activities, but I think overall it's a community. It's really interesting, fun experience. He asked me tell me a time you were in the leadership position and um to learn from it. And I said, oh, I was director for my short films, and I was really soft and open-minded, but sometimes I'm too open-minded. And then he also gave me his own advice, like, yeah, like, you need to find a balance. And then he asked me, like, an addendum question from himself. He asked me, what if there are people who do not agree with your changes, your creative changes? Like, how will you handle it? And I said, oh, I will talk to that person in private, one on one, and sort of figure out why and sort of persuade them. And he said, yeah, you got to be a kind of a politician. You got to try to please everyone. He asked me what's a decision I made that surprised myself. And I said, just literally, again, I have no idea how to answer it. I just said, oh, I joined a film club and script writing club. That's something I would never do back in the day, but I did it, and it surprised me because I got to know a lot more people and do a lot more. He asked me, how will I handle it if a partner, someone who's working with me, is always late and is unresponsive, and I said, maybe I would think that person lazy, but I also try to find the root cause, and I will try to talk to them about it. He asked me, um, he asked me so many questions. He asked me what I think is the most important quality of an artist. That I have to think about a little bit, and also, what is an artist? And I said an artist reinterprets, an artist expresses and reinterprets. And the most important quality, I love this answer, is that an artist knows themselves. Because if you don't know yourself enough, you can't create art. You can, but it's just better if you know yourself. And then he continued to add on to that, and he talked about how, yeah, by that definition, everything's art. Like a parent is an art, because when you raise your child, you have a vision, and you sort of enact upon that vision. So child raising is a form of art. Everything's an art. Like a surgeon slicing up people, that's art. And so we had a real rhythm going. What else did he ask me? He asked me just a bunch of stuff. I'm just really trying to think. He asked me what I would do if USC doesn't accept me. Well, I said I'll try to, I'll change my major or I'll go to other colleges. And he actually asked me what other colleges I have applied to. And I gave him the good answer, like LMU, CSUN, Chapman, UCLA. But I said, oh, well, actually, like, USC is still my top choice, of course, which is not true. UCLA is my top choice. Come on. But UCLA is not going to accept me, leave me alone. And then I even joked saying, like, I have an F1 visa, so I have to keep studying no matter what. And he laughed, and he's like, yeah, that's true. And at the end, he asked me if I have any extra questions, and I said, oh, not really. And I asked him, when will the decisions be? Because I know some people told me that it's going to be April. And he said, yeah, probably not. Probably a lot later, maybe in May. But yeah, in the very beginning of the Zoom meeting, he sort of talked about the purpose of the Zoom meeting, and it's basically, they went through a lot of applications, and a board of people select a bunch, and then they're going through more interviews. And just because I'm being interviewed doesn't mean I'm admitted. Like, we still don't know yet. So there will be another board of people who will, like, sort of go through these interviews and sort of select even further. So hopefully I fucking make it. But I really tried really hard. Thank God the internet connection was stable for the entirety of the Zoom meeting. Otherwise I'm going to be very mad. But yeah, essentially there's that. What else? Oh yeah, he asked me, what's something that people would, like, a misconception about myself that people would have, and I have to think about that a little bit. I could have given a bullshit answer, like people think I'm super introverted and quiet, but actually I'm explosive. But I gave a pretty good answer. I said people think I'm really organized and calculated, but I also like the uncertainty and the ambiguity. Oh, he also asked me, what's apprehensive and inspiring about, what do you think is the most apprehensive and inspiring? And I said, like, I can answer the same for both, and that is my future as a filmmaker because it's so many unknowns and whatever. But also, what inspires me is people. So people, because they're interesting, eccentric personalities. It really inspires me. So again, really thoughtful answers that also seem genuine, completely improvised. Holy fuck! Like, I tried so hard. Okay, I tried so hard. I tried so hard in this interview. Holy moly! I even wore a good shirt. Wore the polo shirt.
Yo, is that a film camera?
Yo,
No, it's just it's a Fuji. Yeah. It makes it look like
Out there.
Alright, I'm literally running out. I plan to go back home to eat food. I can't. I'm directly going to AMC, and there's a traffic jam literally right in front of me. So I need to run to the next bus number 4 before the actual bus number 4 arrives. Okay, let's get in. Let's freaking get in. Let's freaking get in. Please, 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 please let there be seats. Okay, great. J. This one. There we freaking go. I had to show my Hong Kong ID, but the guy let it slide. I'm gonna buy some food actually, because I'm hungry as fuck. We're gonna stop! Oh my god, it's so foggy. I was able to finish half the bag of popcorn. This thing is huge. It's regular size and it's fucking huge. But yeah, I'm gonna go back home now. Let's go. Great film. Alright, time now is 1:55 a.m. in the morning. AM, to me it's midnight, on April 27th. So let's talk about today a little bit. Yeah, another pretty stacked day, another pretty crazy ass day with multiple sections. Again, woke up early in the morning, had an interview, and I searched up the guy on IMDb and LinkedIn yesterday. It's a black dude, and the guy who interviewed me is indeed that black dude. And he just seems very chill and dead inside. He just looks like he's exhausted from all the interviews he's done. But it was a chill interview. I legit still feel good about it. Hopefully I get into USC, Jesus Christ. Please let me in. Yeah, essentially there's that. After the interview, I finished watching The Housemaid. It's a Korean film for like an hour, and then I was gonna immediately leave, and then I immediately had a stomachache, because of course, why the fuck not? I had a stomachache, and then I immediately went to the freezer, and got a frozen enchilada. Ate it up in like 10 minutes, and then I'm ready to roll. So I went to CMD, and I originally planned to arrive at CMD at around 1:30. And Tova was already there at around 1:40 something, waiting for me at the main at the CMD campus. But because of the stomachache and because of lunch, I ended up arriving at CMD at around 2:15 p.m. ish. So that's that. But it doesn't really matter. This is not my class. I can go in late. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I ended up arriving in CMD. Yeah. Boom. Stuff. Things. Tova showed up. We went into the classroom, and it's mostly the same few people again. The set they built this time is way more elaborate. They're doing Brazil by this guy named Jordan, this white guy named Jordan, and the set is really elaborate. Leslie's being a gaffer. I forgot what Ken was doing. Oh yeah, Ken the Taiwanese was doing BTS photography. Ariel was a producer, but she's basically doing everything. Aaliyah, the black girl, was doing first AD. So I really got to know them. And yeah, I just saw how they operate. But for the most part today, it's just me and Tova talking, and that's that. And again, Leslie doing gaffing stuff, lighting stuff. She's basically in her element, in her wheelhouse. So she's being all cool, and she has gaff tape with her. Again, she's the gaffer. She doesn't need gaff tape. Well, to be fair, gaff tape has the word gaff in it, but it's second AC thing. And this real second AC does also have gaff tape around their waist, but Leslie is just forever with a gaff tape with her waist. It's just like forever. It's just a part of her now. But yeah, it's just so cool and almost a little unfair that I'll never understand lighting. Like I feel like I understand the basic concept of it, but like damn, it's such a mystery to me. It's such a freaking mystery to me. And I like that it's kind of a mystery to me. So that's that. Um but yeah, it just I should bring my own Sony A7 IV or A7 III tomorrow or something. I don't know. But yeah, essentially there's that. Ooh, popcorn by the way. So it's nice seeing Leslie again. It feels really, really good. Makes me feel all warm. And then Carly randomly showed up in short sleeve shirt and shorts. Also, I wore a black shirt, black pants, but my black shirt was short sleeve. So today is the first time I'm wearing short sleeve. To be fair, I'm wearing short sleeve now already, but like the first time outside, in the outside world, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. So that's that. There was a lunch break at around 2 p.m. Actually 3 p.m. It was really late, and I already ate some stuff. And I and Tova we talked, and Tova said that there's some sort of drama in the social media department team. And she kind of didn't want to tell me at first, but of course I'm the fucking detective. I persuade people to tell me secrets all the time. So I'm like, really? I can't know? Really? And then I started guessing. Oh, is it Leia not being happy with First AD? Because Tova said, oh, someone's not happy with their own title. And she's like, yo, you think it's Leia? And I'm like, okay, then it's not her then. And then I thought about it for quite a while, and I said, is it Liam? And then Tova was like, how the motherfucker? How did you find out? And it's like, it's not even that much of a drama. I know that. I know this. Liam's not happy. Like, I personally know this. Liam told me this. So Liam's the title now is social media executive. But the thing is, Bree is the social media head right now, and she's called the social media manager. And technically speaking, executive is higher than manager. So giving Liam social media executive is just the wrong title. And Liam isn't even like above Bree at this point. Liam made some edits. He's a social media editor. He's a social media coordinator. So on Monday or yesterday, I think on Monday, there's this really long Zoom call between Bree, Tova, and Liam was arguing with those two, and Tova got so upset, and Tova started swearing, and Benny had to hop onto the call or something, or make a separate phone call to sort of like be a mediator and ease the situation. So that's that, but it's not surprised. Like I'm not surprised about this at all. And I'm not taking sides either. Like, of course, I think Liam being social media executive is very bullshit. He's very much not a social media executive. But I also feel bad for the guy. The guy needs a real position. So there's that. Anyways, that's that. So Crystal, before I went into the soundstage, Crystal showed up again. I think I saw her like 3 days in a row or something. Like, I just keep seeing her. No, actually, not 3 days in a row. I saw her yesterday, and I saw her again. I'm seeing her again today. But yeah, I saw Crystal. She's on a break for her Film 5, and she's just like, oh, Leslie told me that USC interviewed you. So Leslie's telling people about my shit now. Fuck. I'm not mad about this because it's such a tame thing to talk about. Like, oh yeah, USC interviewed me, by the way. It's not like a huge deal. But I hope Leslie keeps things between us. But I'm fine with Leslie telling Crystal. I trust Crystal. But yeah, and I told her, oh, it went well, I think. And then Crystal talked about how she's taking anthropology. She took anthropology one last semester, like in winter, and it's such a waste of time because USC doesn't accept it anymore as part of its GE. So that sucks. And I showed Crystal like a gigantic spreadsheet in my phone where I basically compared UCLA, like I get CGEs and USC GEs. And he's like, fuck. But anyways, during lunch again, Leslie and Crystal like ate together, and I really wanted to just walk in and join again, but I never did. At some point, Leslie was eating some mac and cheese off of a Chick-fil-A cup. Someone else bought it for her, and she ate it so like intensely because she's running out of time. So she like started stuffing mac and cheese into her mouth, and I was just standing there like an idiot, like looking. Uh, and then she just left. There are so many moments today where Leslie would just pass by me and I would see her, but she would just not care, as if I'm not there. But I know she knows I'm there. Man, at least Leslie acknowledges my existence, and like Mary knows I exist, but like Mary doesn't outright acknowledge it. Such a step up. But yeah, the scouting for PAs continue. Um, um, Carly randomly shows up after visiting Skylar's backyard in Torrance. She arrives here, and us three, we just talked, and then we talked outside the soundstage. I ate half a donut. Tova split half a donut for me, and I ate it with my hands. And it's like, ugh, I don't like eating food with my hands, but whatever. And it's cool that like I've built rapport with the Wednesday Film 32. Like the director, Jordan. I don't know the guy that well, but I spoke to the guy a little bit, and he explained to me like what do you think? What do you think of the sets? Like oof, I'm getting special status just because I'm in Film 33. But yeah, at some point, me, Carly, Tova sat outside the soundstage, and Carly checked her phone, and she was like, "Guys, oh, am I tripping? Is this really happening? UCLA just accepted me." And she showed us the admission letter, and we're both like, "Oh my god, wow, congratulations." Because she's also a competitor, because UCLA is my top choice. And I didn't know that UCLA is revealing information today, revealing the decisions today. So that got me really nervous. And knowing that Carly got accepted, it basically means that I'm not going to be accepted because there's no way they're accepting two students from the same college. And also, Carly got interviewed. I didn't. UCLA never sent me an email asking to interview me, so that means I'm fucked. So at that point, I didn't feel very great. Of course, I felt happy for Carly, but I just felt a sense of, I wouldn't say apprehension, but like, well, okay, just helplessness. I felt a sense of helplessness. Like, I didn't feel bad because I know I'm gonna be rejected anyways. It's like a 1% acceptance rate. Like, that's basically zero. But at that point, I'm just like, okay, I don't even need to check. I know I'm rejected. That's the truth. Thomas texted me, so Thomas couldn't get in, I think. Michelle also texted me later tonight saying that she didn't get in. It's true. But yeah, that's insane. What the fuck? Carly doesn't strike me as a very film person. Like, she knows jack shit about cameras and the technical stuff and editing. She knows jack shit about film, like actual like the arts of the films, but yet I guess her portfolio is just so damn good. And I asked her like, what did you write for the critical analysis? She wrote she actually analyzed a short film called the phone call or something, the phone booth or something. And then for her creative writing sample, she wrote about Japanese internment camps. Literally the same story idea that Thomas had for round two for script submissions. And then also it's sort of mixed with her grandparents' experience, or like great grandparents' experience in Japan. Like living in horse shit, like living very roughly, you know, and stuff like that. And I genuinely thought that's a very good writing sample idea. Like, there's a cultural element to it. There's social injustice. Um, you know, there's something personal about it. It's just right up UCLA's alleyway, you know. Um, so that's that. You know, I also have a cultural element, but I guess mine was just too ambitious. Um, and then for her challenge essay, I think this is exactly what Carly did to get herself in. For Carly's challenge essay, she wrote about getting sexually harassed by men in her film 32, which is pretty shocking. So somebody sexually harassed her. I didn't ask who because that's an impolite thing to ask, but I asked her if those problematic men are gone and not in my film 33 right now. And she said, well, the most problematic guy is gone. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. So some other problematic men are still here. And Carly said that's why she went to hang out with the Trinity Gang. And that's because they provide her protection. So apparently, Trinity Gang is not the problem. There's someone else who's the problem. And that's really interesting. Holy shit. Is it about Theo? I don't know, but goddamn. Like, and I'm glad I don't ever, like, I'm like the tamest guy ever. Like, I don't make moves. I don't get touchy. I don't even touch women. I don't even touch men. I touch nobody. And yet I'm not the stereotypical vegetative soy boy, you know. Or maybe I am, who knows. But yeah, essentially there's that. And the class went overtime by like 2 hours. It ended at 6 p.m. And at the end I asked Leslie, like, please, 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 because Saturday night there's Ron. Oh, that's Cliff texting me. Saturday night there's Arrow Theaters playing Ron, which is absolutely insane. Probably my most anticipated theater experience of all times. Not even kidding. So I told Leslie, like, okay, you know, you can feel tired and not come to Princess Mononoke and Taxi Driver because she didn't come in the last 2 Saturdays, but please not be tired. Please show up for Ron. Please. Just for me. No, I didn't say just for me, but like, please. And she's like, oh, Ron, like, next Saturday, right? Next Friday, right? And I'm like, no, it's Saturday. And then she looked at my phone and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going. Apparently Drew already bought her the tickets, and Drew also bought a ticket for, oh, Cliff's not coming, fuck, for himself. Yeah, so, there's that. I also asked Ken, and Ken's going. Ken is also bringing a friend. So, that's that. So, I'm so happy that Leslie's going, and I'm gonna sit next to Leslie hopefully. But Drew's gonna be there. Some other guys like Ken will be there. But I hope I and Leslie sit next to each other at least. Like that's gonna maximize my enjoyment of the fucking film. Like I'm gonna give the film like 5 stars on Letterboxd, and that's only because I'm sitting next to the girl I like or some shit like that. It's gonna be amazing. I look forward to it so much. But yeah, I'm legit super excited. Cliff just told me that he's not coming, so that sucks. But otherwise, fire. But yeah, I stayed until like 6 p.m., 6:20, and I realized, holy shit. My plan is that I'm gonna go back home, have a quick dinner or whatever, or eat some snacks actually, and then immediately go out to catch the 7 p.m. screening at AMC Century City of Beau is Afraid, because I really want to watch that film. And it turns out at 6:20, so I immediately ran to bus number 1, and there I ran into David the Swede. Haven't spoken to the guy in quite some time. So we sat together and we talked basic stuff. He asked me what class am I taking. I asked what class he's taking. So he's taking Film 21 with Professor Antonio, actually. And also a couple other bullshit class like DM Post 3, some business class, some history class. But he's taking Film 21 partially because he wants to write a script and gets his script submitted for next Film 33 because from here on out, Film 33 will run a new system where the scripts are from Film 21. So that's that. Um, yeah, and then I started to realize, holy shit, there's traffic jam. I'm gonna be so late for the screening of the film. Like, if I take bus number 1 and immediately go home, it would be around 6:45, 6:47 maybe. And then if I eat some snacks and immediately leave, and somehow bus number 4 immediately shows up, I hop on it and arrive in Century City, I would probably be about 10 minutes late, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. That's too much of a risk now that there's traffic jam. So I decided to immediately leave the bus before it even reaches the bus stop that I usually get off at. And the bus driver was like, if you want to leave, leave now. And he opened the fucking door. So I just left. A lot of people left. And I started running. And I swear to God, I ran past like 3 bus number 4s. Like 3 of those buses. And I ran all the way to the next and then the next bus stop. And I had to think, like, after going to the next bus stop, I thought, actually, I could run even further. I could run to the next bus stop, and that would be a great choice. But I'm scared that the traffic jam will immediately clear up and the cars will start moving, but that never happened. So I actually skipped 3 bus number 4s. So that's pretty impressive. I managed to hop on it, and I managed to just go to Century City, arrived at around 7:05-ish. Got the ticket, found a good spot, and for the first time, I actually got myself popcorn and a drink because I was really thirsty and really hungry. It's expensive, but you know what? It's going to be a great film, and let myself enjoy it. So I actually got the popcorn, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I bought some popcorn because otherwise I would have starved so hard. But yeah, essentially, there's that. Yeah, and watched the film. It's great. I enjoyed it. Came back home and it was like 11 already. Called my mom, made myself a quick dinner, mac and cheese, bit of steak, and a bit of a cabbage, mushroom, carrot thing, and now I'm here. Uh, Checked the UCLA letter and found out that I got rejected, which is not a surprise at all. So that's that, and then that's it for today. Um, I don't know. So Leslie told me that it's official that now her script is going to be lesbian, so she doesn't need male actors anymore, which is a little disappointing. I sighed, and I legit felt a little like okay, seriously. Because now I feel I'm invested in this scene too. Um, I asked the supporting actor guy. He's free, and he said he's only free from uh after 1 p.m. on that day. So basically, that's no. But it's still okay as long as Cantonese is spoken. I can still work on it. Please let me work on this scene, please. Like if Antonio didn't pick my scene, but Kuchio picks Leslie's scene, then Leslie's scene will also I feel like it's gonna be my scene too. So yeah. But Leslie does act like she's willing to work with me for her script. So we got to do that, please. 2 of us. And then yeah, and then another instance that I need to recall is Tova just being very leftist in an American sense, because Carly was like, I might be the first Asian in my college to be the director. And I said, oh, you should ask Kuchio, or you should ask Drew. And Tova was like, no, you know what, you should ask Kuchio and not Drew, because Drew's white and Kuchio is a person of color. And Tova uses that a lot. And again, I don't consider myself a person of color. I am technically a person of color, but I don't see myself that way because I don't want to make everything about race. So that's that. And I'm supposed to feel like a sense of belonging if I see other people of color. Like if I see a black person and an Indian person and a Latino and Middle Eastern like in front of me, I'm supposed to feel belonged or something. That's not true. That's such an American way of thinking. That's so American. Like, oh wow, you're a person of color, so you're like my family. That's not true. You know, if I see a Taiwanese person, I would say, oh, you're my cousin. But like, if I see an Indian, South Asian, you know, it's got nothing to do with me. Um, and another thing is like, near the beginning, Tova was like, you know, I wrangle all the black people, and you wrangle all the Asians. So she's concluding me as an Asian, which is true. I am Asian, but I don't just call myself Asian. And if I see a Korean person and a Japanese person, I don't go, oh my god, family. I am a Hong Konger at the end of the day. I'm more closely related to Chinese and Taiwanese cultures. But at the end of the day, I consider myself a Hong Konger, first and foremost. I wouldn't call myself an Asian, I would specifically call myself a Hong Konger. I wouldn't group all Asians into one gigantic umbrella like an American, because Americans do that. So it's good that she's progressive and she is very anti-racist, but also in such an American way that I can't really subscribe to that, you know. But yeah, you know, if I tell my 15-year-old self that one day I would be splitting a donut with a black girl in a film class and we're both spying, and you know, fun times, I guess. But yeah, that's that. That's that. Still haven't finished the version. I'm thinking maybe I should. It's already 2:20. I'm gonna write the version tomorrow at school, hopefully. Um, yeah. Also, want to add that I showed Leslie a photo of the supporting actor, that guy that I was asking for, and she said, "Oh, that guy's not hot." You know, I would rather have someone that looks like him or like Ken. And I just thought, you think Ken is hot? Are you fucking serious? No shade to Ken, but like, come on, you can't be serious. Come on, Leslie, come on, Leslie. Um, and she also like never. Okay, I know this is very self-centered of me to say this, and I would never think this way back in the days. But Leslie never thought of me. I'm not hot at all, by the way. I think I look silly, stupid. My hair looks like a helmet. But there's just something about Leslie talking about hot men around me, and I'm just like, okay. I just feel like the roles are reversed. Like, okay, the genders are changed now. I am a girl, and Leslie's a guy. And I have a crush on this guy, and this guy's talking about other hot girls. Of course, I would feel something. So this isn't really an absurd situation at all. So let's just talk about, oh, you know, this guy's not hot enough. You know, oh, this guy should be like hot like this and like that. And I'm just thinking like, okay, I feel like a fucking loser now. Thank you. Yeah. Also forgot to mention that there's this girl in Wednesday Film 32 whom I thought who was a scripty last time, who was a boom op this time. I thought she's Southeast Asian. I don't know why. Like because of her name On, it just seems like Vietnamese, but then she also gives off more of a Thai vibe. So I always thought she's Southeast Asian. I and Tova talked about that, and Tova guessed she's Japanese. Turns out she's Japanese. I'm so embarrassed. I'm the racist now. And I asked her where she's from, and she's from Fukuoka. And she said she's the only Japanese she knows. Like, she doesn't know a single other Japanese person in CME. And I'm like, what? There are so many other people here who are Japanese. Also, that Korean guy, turns out he's Korean American, not Korean. So that's that.